Hello and welcome to IndianExpress.com, and today we are reviewing the Xiaomi 11T Pro. Now this phone is squarely standing up to the OnePlus 9RT, and even Xiaomi is not backing away from those claims. But is the phone good enough, and does it fulfill all the hype that Xiaomi's created? Let's find out in our review. So let's also take a look at what's new with the Xiaomi 11T Pro. I have the Celestial Magic variant out here. This is quite an interesting and unique color. It's definitely striking looking, but it gets covered in smudges pretty quickly. So you need to use a cover out here to keep this, neat and clean. It's got a 6.67-inch display. This is a Full HD AMOLED screen and with a maximum refresh rate of 120 Hz. Xiaomi is of course using the Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 processor out here. And you have two RAM variants of 8 or 12 GB, along with storage options of 128 or 256 GB. There's no micro SD slot, so do keep that in mind. There's no headphone jack either. The battery out here is 5000 mAh, and of course it comes with 120 watt fast charging. That's a feature unique to some of Xiaomi's latest premium phones. On the back, it's got a triple camera with a 108MP one as the main camera. So let's start with the positives. I quite like the design and the overall look of this phone. It's not that bulky despite the 6.67-inch display. And the color is definitely striking. Might not appeal to all the purists who want something in black or white, but Xiaomi does have those options. And the fingerprint scanner is part of the power button and works very well. It works very quickly to unlock the phone as well, and it's convenient to use. I quite like this device from an entertainment perspective as well, because the display out here is feature packed and it performs quite well. So I'd say the Xiaomi 11T Pro does a pretty good job as a multimedia device. Now it's got an excellent 6.7-inch display. It's the Full HD display, it's AMOLED, and I quite enjoyed watching a lot of the shows on Netflix on this. I watched a lot of anime, and it's got dual speakers, one on the top, one at the bottom, and they've been tuned by Harman Kardon. The phone also comes with HDR10+ support and Dolby Vision support. So that's quite a lot of features packed in here, and the display does live up to most of the promises. I found it legible even in the little sunlight that we've been having here in Delhi, and I quite enjoy the audio experience as well. You certainly don't have to keep cranking up the volume as you might have to do on some of the phones. This is quite a good device, especially from an entertainment perspective. So let's talk about the performance out here. As I've already noted, this is quite a good phone from an entertainment perspective, given how well the display and the audio works. And since this phone is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 processor, it really does perform pretty well. Be it heavy-duty tasks such as gaming, be it games like Genshin Impact or Asphalt 9, the phone really can handle your daily tasks quite smoothly. There was no stutter or lag as such, and I really didn't expect that either. Do keep in mind I have the 12 GB RAM variant for review. Xiaomi is also letting users extend RAM by another 3 GB with the virtual RAM feature, but not everyone really needs that. Now let's quickly talk about how the camera performs on this device. It's got a 108MP main camera, a 5MP macro camera, and an 8MP ultra-wide camera. Truly speaking, I wasn't that impressed with the camera on the Xiaomi Hyper i11 Charge, and I was wondering what's really different out here. Xiaomi says they've used a different ISP, and the quality of the images on this phone is definitely way better. The main camera performs quite well. The images are sharp, they're detailed, and the color range is also pretty good. Even the macro camera was quite impressive. It didn't have any issues with burn-in. It actually handled pinks and reds pretty well, which can be a struggle for most of these macro cameras on smartphones. And provided you have proper lighting, it actually delivered very good and very sharp results. I also enjoyed the 108MP mode because when you really zoom into those pictures, you can see that it's managed to retain details of objects which are quite far away from the user. So overall, the camera is pretty good. Even the night mode was impressive for most parts. Just make sure that you have a light source when you're actually clicking photos in this mode. What didn't impress me so much on the camera was the skin tones. Now I feel Xiaomi still needs to make them a little bit more natural, and there was some irregularity, when I was clicking these photos. For instance, with pictures of my son, I could see that it was getting the color right in some photos, but in some, he just looked way too white. And these were photos which I took just a few seconds apart. So the color tones, at least for people, are not yet, perfect. Xiaomi does get them right, provided you're outside and bright lighting. But indoors, I felt that there was too much of a variation. So let's talk about the battery. The Xiaomi 11T Pro comes with a 5000 mAh battery, and the key selling point out here is the 120 watt fast charging. Xiaomi claims you can get this phone to a full charge in just 17 minutes. The battery itself will last you more than a day. I mean, 5000 mAh is good enough for most average users. If you're really pushing it, you'll get under a day. But for me, it was a little over a day. This involved, a lot of Netflix, gaming, etc. on the device, and it lasted more than a day. And the battery life itself is pretty good. What you need to know about the fast charging is that to get to those 17 minutes, you have to keep the airplane mode turned on. The phone's display has to be turned off, and you need to charge at 1%. Now, when I put it to charging at 1%, the main thing I noticed was that the phone got to 50% in just 5 minutes. And frankly, that's good enough, especially if you're in a crunch situation. The phone was fully charged in around 20 minutes or so because I really didn't want to look at the time. But the advantage out here is you're getting really fast charging. Is it the main reason you should buy a phone? I wouldn't say so, but it's definitely unique that Xiaomi is the only one right now that's offering this feature. So what's our verdict for the Xiaomi 11T Pro? Now this is definitely a feature-packed phone if I consider the price, which starts at Rs 39,999. The phone is also more affordable compared to the OnePlus 9RT, which is starting at Rs 42,999. And it's not just that Xiaomi's got the price right out here, but they've also got more specifications and performance of the device spot on. It's definitely a great entertainment device in my view. I quite enjoyed it for watching movies, and the audio quality is pretty good out here. The camera also performs well, especially the main camera and the macro camera. The battery will last you a day easily, and that 120 watt fast charging is something no other rival phone at least has to offer. The only other device that has something like this is the Xiaomi 11i Hypercharge. So if you are looking for a phone under 40,000, I'd say the Xiaomi 11T Pro is definitely a no-brainer.